Okay, those of you who are just rolling in, you can go ahead and try to take a seat as soon as possible. So my name is Luke Smith. I'm the Vice President for Student and Spiritual Life at Student Government Association. And I have the opportunity of being on the Student Elections Committee, working with an awesome group of people. And tonight, we just want to welcome you to the 2015 presidential debate. Go ahead and give our two candidates, Michelle King and Becca Noveroske, a warm welcome. First off, we're going to give Michelle King opening remarks, and this is just going to be about her vision as a candidate, and then Becca will get her chance.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle King, and I am the Student Body President. I am a junior. There we go. Alright, I'm a junior international relations economics double major. And I just want to start by sharing a bit of my vision of what I would like student government to look like if I'm elected. I want to create an environment here on campus. I want to foster an SGA that is open to student government, that is open to the students, that is open to their needs and their concerns. I want to create an environment that prepares students to live and work outside of the college environment with excellence in their work, in society, and in their home. And most importantly, I want student government to be an example of the servant leadership that Christ has demonstrated by putting the needs of students over any personal agendas that we may bring to SGA. We can do this by several ways. One is by fostering greater levels of transparency and communication between the student body and SGA in order to understand what student needs are. Also by centralizing student organizations and bringing student organization reform to better utilize their skills and abilities in order to help invest in students' lives while here on campus. And finally, by forming a minority committee in SGA in order to ensure that all student voices are heard while on campus. So now I'd like to introduce to you some of my team. First is Tim Fox, my Executive Vice President. He's a sophomore. He's a sophomore bio pre-med major who is also on the cross-country and track and field team. He's a transfer student from Grace who has kind of seen and experienced student government in action in multiple colleges, and so he brings a fresh perspective to that. Next is Leah Flynn. She's not here. She's in DC for some interviews, but she would be Vice President of Academic Affairs. She is an international relations and major. She also has minors in stats and world languages, so she has her feet in a lot of different divisions. She is in the Honors College. She has also served as DC in Harmon and works with the ISS. Next is Steph Munger. She is a junior math education manager who will be serving as Vice President for Student Orgs and for Finance. She has served in SGA as a divisional rep for several years and has served as on a student board. Next is Charlie Erlacher. Theology and humanities major he was also served in IWU on HESA service committee. And then finally, Sarah Dugan is a sophomore journalism major. She is in the Dominican Republic. She is willing to work for the Sojourn and so brings a lot of the skills necessary for marketing communications with her.
Thank you, Michelle. Because we had problems with the PowerPoint here, let's just go ahead and go through the slides once more so that we can be able to judge for both of you guys. So you can talk through these slides as she's looking through them with you if you feel like you need to.
So does the candidate.
All right, now back to your 3 minutes. Starts now.
Good evening. My name is Becca Noveroske, and I'm also a candidate for the student body president. I am a double major in business administration and international relations, and am currently serving as the VP for academic affairs for student government, and in the past served as a representative for the Division of Business. So been involved in SGA as well as a lot of different student orgs. My heart is really in serving the community and serving others, so I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm just going to kind of briefly run through our mission and then talk a little bit about our candidates as well. So our mission is that we are committed to student engagement and will seek to integrate areas of academic affairs, chaplaincy, and residential life with the vision that will be unifying us as a campus to then extend to Marion and the rest of the world. Along with academic and spiritual life, we are hoping to bridge the gap then with classes, chapel, and residential life. We are hoping to have monthly themes for panels, chapels, and having hall devots and better outreach opportunities for students. We also really want to encourage involvement in student orgs as well as off-campus involvement. Then with the Marion community and the world community, we really want to push for monthly spotlights on different local businesses and people in the community of Marion, as well as really streamlining study abroad and promoting foreign languages and diversity on and off of our campus. So then we have our cabinet, and I'm really looking forward to our unique, talented cabinet who I've really gotten to get to know over the past while, and I am really looking forward to just their gifts that they're able to bring to this presidency. So first we have Ben, who he is going to be Ben Wickman, who is going to be the Executive Vice President. He is a major in graphic design and is really talented in just directing different ways. He's really talented, obviously, in graphic design and hopes to go into architecture in the future. So really looking forward to having Ben on the cabinet. Then we have Hannah, Hannah Welchel, sorry, who's marketing communication. She's a major in media, comm, and PR. And she just has a really awesome spirit that's able to bring a lot of awareness to the community and to the IWU campus. She's also just really gifted in her marketing and PR, so she has some really awesome ways that she's going to hopefully bring along to really help market to SGA and to the community of Marion. So then we have John Arvin, who is our financial affairs and student org representative, and he's double major in finance and accounting, and is just really skilled in those areas, as well as has a really big heart for student work. So I'm looking forward to having him as well. Then we have Kyle for student and spiritual life. He's been an admin, and he's been on SGA and is really great at it. So then we have Hannah for academic affairs, and she's writing major, and is just really talented in that as well. So looking forward to having them all on campus.
Thank you, Becca. Okay, this is the time where we will go into guided debate. Rules are that candidate with first opening remark, which was Michelle, will go second for the guided debate. 2 minutes per response, and the last respondent will get a 30-second rebuttal. So, Becca, you have the first 2-minute response to this question. How do you see the SGA cabinet and assemblies as a service to the IWU student body?
Good. I see SGA as being a really good mediator and a really good bridging gap between the student body and the academics and the faculty and advisors. I know that obviously we can go talk to advisors, we can go talk to our professors, but it's really difficult to go up to Dr. Wright and Dr. Newman on a daily basis. Yes, they're around, but really being able to vocalize what we need to be getting done around here. And so I see student government as being a voice for the student body here. So we really hope to work on a lot of programming and different events, a lot of different things already in the works of getting planned for the future year, and pushing towards more community involvement in student organizations and streamlining that process a little bit more. I think that student government has a really big role in increasing that and helping to really format the streamlining for student orgs and helping it to be able to get more students engaged in that. And our whole theme is engagement, and so we really want to see students get more engaged into student life and student facilities that we have here that we're able to offer, and really just being able to emphasize and fine-tune what we currently have in place, and not just coming in with a huge new idea for what we want to do, but coming in with the approach of seeing what we have right now and taking it and furthering it and fine-tuning, seeing the positives and negatives of that, and really going forth and yeah, just increasing what we have and making it better. So, good.
Thank you. Michelle, I'll repeat the question. How do you see the SGA cabinet and assembly as a service to the IWU student body?
Well, I see SGA and the assembly, I believe that they exist because 3,000 students don't fit into Dr. Wright's office. And so it's necessary to have a liaison between students and the administration and the faculty. And that's the role that SGA and the assembly should fill. SGA should be more open and it should be more transparent in an ability to allow students to voice their concerns, their frustrations, their needs, and their wants about IWU. In light of that, SGA's responsibility and the Assembly's responsibility should be to ensure that the students' needs, concerns, and frustrations are what drive and motivate the agenda for SGA and for the Assembly. This is not about a personal agenda of a candidate or any of the Assembly members, but it is about what the students' needs and concerns and frustrations are. And that should push SGA and Assembly members to invest in and serve with students in order to ensure that they have the best possible experience here at IWU. It's also very important that SGA is good stewards of the resources that we've been given in order to ensure the best outcome for the IWU students. So our hope would be, if we're elected, to increase SGA efficiency, to increase its impact, its ability to work with the student body. Thank you.
Okay, Becca, if you choose at the end of this question, you have 30 seconds before we start the next question. Michelle will go.
A rebuttal to
Okay,
that.
rebuttal, all right.
So.
Okay, Michelle, in terms of student involvement, how will you give students the opportunity to enhance their academic experience at IWU during your administration?
The primary way that we want to be able to see students invest and engage more and be able to participate in enhancing their academic experience will be to combine the academic and learning experience that they're getting in the classroom with extracurricular learning environment that they will get outside of the classroom through like student organizations and events like that. And so we have several ways to do that. One of the ways is through increasing the transparency and communication of SGA. This is such a critical component because how will we know what will enhance and what will help students if we're not able to listen, to hear, and translate that into things that help students? So another thing that we want to focus on is student org reform because that is such a critical component of student involvement and student engagement here at IWU. And so we want to be able to empower student orgs to be able to foster that extracurricular environment like Lunar New Year for our Passport to Culture, and be able to take those kind of environments, take those kind of events, and allow students to use what they learned in their classroom and combine it with the extracurricular in order to create a place for them to be able to learn and respond to what they might see outside of college in real life. So we want to increase the transparency and communication, reform and motivate and help student orgs become the best they can to ensure that there is a connection between the academic in the classroom and academic outside the classroom.
So Becca, in terms of student involvement, how will you give students the opportunity to enhance their academic experience at IWU during your administration?
Well, I think especially just in my role currently as VP of Academic Affairs, I've seen and worked with a lot of different people on ways that we can improve that. So seeing last semester Dave Priest and the rest of the student body, or the rest of the SGA cabinet came up with the different forums to do, and I really want to take those and run with them and do a lot more with them, do them more often, and do different more approachable ideas on those as well, bringing in different leaders, different administration, and different students to be able to come in and speak about topics that are really important, things that you guys really care about, and being able to bring in academics and mixing that with student organizations, mixing that with community outreach, and really creating this holistic approach to, I don't know, just a circular way of creating and moving the academics and pushing that towards student orgs and towards spiritual life and student life. So hoping to really merge chapel with things that are going on in the dorms and things that are going on in academics, because I think that there's kind of this divide between academics and student spiritual life. So I really hope to see that in the rest of my cabinet. We've been working on a few different ideas for doing spotlights on businesses and doing ideas for in the community, seeing how we can really, how we can pull out from the community and not just see the community of Marion as something that we need to go help, but something that we can just be involved in. And so having different spotlights on businesses and ways that we can just be in the community of Marion, get off campus, and but do that through academics and through student and spiritual life as well. So another thing is just through study abroad in languages. We really hope to enhance that experience, streamline it a little bit easier, make the ability for students to really get excited about studying abroad and have the capabilities to make it a little bit easier for planning for it and actually being able to go and become world changers like what it's supposed to be. So.
Michelle, would you like to use your 30-second response?
No.
Okay, Becca. What are some specific short-term goals you wish to see implemented through your term next year?
Well, as I was saying, just with kind of streamlining everything together, with the forums and with the posters and with the different ways of community outreach and involvement, we really hope to push towards that. We also, along the lines of spiritual life with chapel, we know that that is something that there's a lot of concerns about, and it's something that we hope that we can help benefit students through that. It's a complicated process. It's a complicated way of administration and ranking of it all, but hoping to really get students' voice on that and hearing what you guys want and seeing what we can do to benefit you guys through that, because that's obviously our goal is serving you. So we really hope also to work on just retention of students here at IWU, but also just specifically on weekends, keeping students here with different programming and especially through marketing communication, getting the word out there about student organizations doing really cool different events that are held that even I haven't known about a lot of different events that are happening around campus, even though I have friends that are in most of the student work. So I think that it would be really good to have something that's a streamline of what we have going on and able to put student life and spiritual life together with that.
Okay, Michelle, what are some specific short-term goals that you wish to see implemented through your term next year?
We have several goals and several short-term goals that we would like to see accomplished during our term. The first one is greater transparency and communications. A lot of the students that we talked to through during this campaign process have expressed just they'll look at us and be like, what is SGA, or do I have a divisional rep, and things like that. And I think if we're going to be an organization that represents students and that voices their concerns to the administration, it's important that we have better communication channels and ways to be able to let students know that we're listening to them. We have to be able to know what they want in order to communicate that to the administration. And so some of the ways that we're going to do that is having a comment box with the Student Center, more accessible ways to access SGA through social media, through online, and things like that. In addition, we also want to have talkback sessions several times during the semester and say, hey students, we're going to be in a banquet room or in the commons, and there's going to be people who come out and talk to us, tell us what you are thinking, what you're feeling, what's your frustration. So transparency communication is definitely a short-term goal that we want to see implemented next year. In addition, we also want to work on student org reform. We've already begun the process of talking to several student organization leaders about how we can better and more efficiently utilize student orgs to be able to invest in students and create an environment that students are able to grow and develop. One of the things that we've talked about is setting up student orgs with a main header, like a main student organization with different chapters underneath those student orgs to help smaller student orgs who aren't able, who don't have the administrative ability or don't have the manpower to be able to do all the things they want to do, give them a parent support that can funnel through and take care of their administrative. We also want to set up a minority committee that is an advocacy group for minority students to ensure that their voices are represented in addition to the majority of students on campus. So, thank you.
Becca, do you have a response?
That was really good. I think just touching important to have that across all lines of SGA. And so that's something that currently is kind of getting in the works of doing newsletters and coming out with that. That SGA is really pushing towards it, and so it's not something that we're trying to hide. It's not something that even our cabinet hopes to really hide anything, but it's something that we hope to kind of to be able to show and share whatever we can through open communication as well. So.
Okay, Michelle, what are areas of IWU's residential campus facilities that can be enhanced, and how do you plan on accomplishing this?
So I've been talking to students. We first found out that IWU has some of the best residential facilities around for a lot of colleges, but there were some things that in talking to students that they wanted to see addressed. Some of the main things were just like the parking, the ability for students, the timing to swipe into their side doors, in addition to like the Wi-Fi within dorms, laundry issues. Those are some things that they have expressed that they would like addressed. And so while as SGA we can't guarantee that those are issues that we can rectify and say, hey, we can guarantee these things will happen, but I can promise that we will work to make sure that the administration understands and knows these are the concerns of students in terms of how we use residential facilities here on campus, and we will ensure that we will do everything in our power to make sure there is a solution that the students and the administration find beneficial. Thank you.
And Becca, what are areas of IWU's residential campus facilities that could be enhanced, and how do you plan on accomplishing this?
Well, IWU has really, really great facilities, especially compared to a lot of different schools. I think that being able to use those then is really important. And so something that we are hoping to push towards is better hours in different academic buildings. It's something that has been tried to push in the past, and it's a complicated system as well. But rec hours, Baldwin and Wildcat hours, really trying to give a little bit wider range of those. Obviously, we can't guarantee that we can get this through as we don't have full control, but usually at least trying to use the student's voice and getting that up to the administration about what students would like and what would benefit us as students better on this campus. I think also being allowed to bring in other people from the community to be able to use the facilities that we do have. We have really great gym, we have really great rec, we have great academic buildings that have access to a lot of different software and things like that I know a lot of people in the community would actually benefit from. So I think being able to use that and continue to enhance facilities in that way, I think would be really helpful for students here at IWU, but also for the community of Marion. I think pushing towards then, even with Hall Devos and outreach and engagement, things like that, keeping it in the dorms and really having that community and engagement in student life.
Michelle, would you like to offer a response? 30 seconds. Okay. All right, we'll move on to the next question. So Becca, what qualities do you have as an individual candidate that will appeal to voters with the understanding that election day only determines the president, while the assembly must vote to confirm the cabinet in due form?
Well, with that, I think I just feel very blessed by the gifts that God has given me and just the opportunities that He's given me to be in different leadership positions back in high school and then here at IWU in a bunch of different student orgs. So just, I have a really big heart for the students. I have a really big heart for serving others in Marion, at Indiana Wesleyan, but also to the world. I've had a couple opportunities to go overseas and do some really cool work business-wise and studying abroad and seeing different cultures and diversity through that. And I think having a little bit of a different perspective of the world, and not just that community is something that we need to have at IWU, but it's something that we need to have all around, and being able to prepare students then for after college and for future jobs. So I think that just being able to serve the students, that's something that I find so much joy through. I would not be in the position that I'm in if I didn't want to serve this, the student body of IWU. So me and my cabinet, we just really have a big heart for others and hope that that you guys can see that through the way that we're able to listen to your guys' concerns and do all that we can to really benefit you guys as students. So, thanks.
Thank you, Becca. Michelle, what qualities do you have as an individual candidate that appeal to voters with the understanding that election day only determines the president while the assembly must vote to
First, I think one of the biggest factors is my passion and my motivation for running for student body president is to serve the students, is to make sure that they have the best possible experience here on campus, to ensure that they can walk away from the 4 or 5 or 6 years or however many it is to go back and be able to say that I know SGA listened to me, I know I was able to have a say, I know that my frustrations when I have them were met, and that's one of my biggest desires to see and to for students. But I don't just have the character to be a leader, I also have leadership skills and ability. I've had the opportunity to serve in leadership positions throughout campus. I served in the Honors College Student Association, which is kind of the SGA of Honors College. I've also served as on the student athlete leadership team for the athletic department, and through that I've had the blessing to be able to go on leadership summits and work and train with different people to develop skills as a leader. In addition, I've also had the opportunity to study abroad and see and experience community and leadership in different areas around the world, and so I'm hoping to be able to bring that back here and to work with the students as well. Fourth, as an athlete, I understand the value of working together as a team to accomplish a goal, and when you work in SGA, it's important to be able to understand that this is not about one person's agenda. It's about being able to gather a group of team around you and being able to work together with your assembly, with your the administration and the students. And so this is about empowering others. And so I think as a teammate, as a member of that, I think that's something that I have been blessed and been able to do. So, thank you.
Becca, do you have a response to that? Okay. All right, Michelle, last question here. Does continuity of vision from year to year contribute significantly to the vitality of SGA, or does the president's flexibility in addressing contemporary issues override this concern?
I believe continuity is very important as you're serving president of SGA in order to maintain that vitality. Focusing on long-term goals is one of the most important responsibilities as president, but the immediate needs of the students should also take priority. We need to be able, as SGA, to be able to balance the immediate concerns that students face in addition to the long-term trends that SGA has already started in the past, say the media policy, for example, working through issues like that. And so being able to balance the immediate needs of students with the long-term goals of SGA and the traditions that SGA has already established will be incredibly important. That's why my campaign wants to ensure that we continue the traditions of SGA. We also want to maintain open channels of communication with the student body so we're able to ensure that their immediate needs are met as well.
And Becca, does continuity of vision from year to year contribute to the vitality of SGA significantly, or does the president's flexibility in addressing contemporary issues override this concern?
I think it's a little bit of both. I honestly think that it's really, really good to have the solid foundation, and I think that over looking at the history of SGA, seeing how many times it's shifted up and down, I think that it's really important to have continuity in it, have things that kind of continue year after year, which is why we really want to continue the forum series. And we've seen the good and the bad to it. Being an SGA, I've seen a lot of good and a lot of bad. So being able to really enhance those things that we don't see being as good and making them better year after year and continuing with that is really something that we want to push forward on. Another thing though is the ability to have flexibility and the ability to not have a constitution that says exactly this is who you have to be, but having the flexible thing that we have currently in SGA to be able to be unique, because I know my cabinet members and me, we're not the same as the current cabinet, and we have a lot of different things to offer the community of SGA, or the community of IWU, right? And I think being able to have the flexibility to be unique and take what our passions are and our hearts are, and year after year is going to change for you guys as well. So hearing your concerns and hearing what you guys have to say and being flexible to be able to change that as well would be really what we're looking forward to. So, thanks.
Thank you, Becca. 4 minutes of the guided debate, we will give each candidate 2 minutes for closing remarks. Becky, you have the first 2 minutes.
Well, I guess I just want to say thank you guys for all coming tonight. I am really just looking forward to being able to serve you guys in this role, to have my cabinet along with me, with all of their unique gifts and talents. I think that it's really beneficial just to have uniqueness and just to have people from across the board in different divisions and different majors and different passions to be able to really get a better view for what IWU really wants. And hearing your guys' opinions and having transparency through that, I think that we have a lot to benefit from through that. And I also think though that with student engagement, it's really important that we're able to propel forward, that we're able to take what we have now and better it and further it for the future and better prepare us for our futures, as that's what college is kind of all about. And it's good to have the community here, and it's great to have the growing time here, but it's in kind of this transition time into the future of our lives. And so I think that if we're able to help benefit you guys in any way, that's what we want. And so hearing what you guys have and being able to offer a better community and having just the transparency, but also just having that liaison spot for you guys to be able to go to faculty and go to administration and have a say in what our campus has. And yeah, so we're really looking forward to that and serving you guys in that way. So thank you.
Michelle, you have 2 minutes.
Well, again, echoing back, I thank you so much for coming. It is our desire that you see that our passion to serve, to ensure that students have their voices, their complaints, their frustrations heard by an SGA that is willing and able to roll up their sleeves and serve with and for the students is what is important for us. That's our mission, that's our goal, and we're doing it through together. I think our team is composed of highly talented, very skilled individuals who serve across campus in multiple leadership capabilities. They're going to be able to bring that together. I've served in different leadership capabilities. We're going to bring that together in order to bring a fresh perspective to SGA to be able to motivate, to encourage, and inspire students to have the best experience that they can have on campus at IWU. And we're going to do that through communication and transparency of SGA by reforming student orders and working with the minority committee on SGA in order to ensure that everyone's voices are heard and ensure that everyone has an opportunity to express their desires and their wants and needs for SGA. And our goal at the end is to be able to utilize and maximize the abilities and the skills and talents God has given every student, so that when they leave IWU, they are prepared and willing and ready to achieve their goals that God has given them with excellence outside of college. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Let's just give our candidates a round of applause for this. So we're going to give you guys the next 10 minutes for an intermission, and if you have a question that you would like to submit for them to answer during the last 20 minutes of discussion, please submit that within the next 5 minutes, and then we'll